Yoo Mana Squad, if you like any of the cards you see in today's video, you can go ahead and show the channel some love with the affiliate link down below for TCG Player. TCG Player is going to have whatever it is you're looking for, and you can even search for some of your local game stores and buy from them and show them some love as well. And speaking of showing the channel love, another great way to do so is by rocking into the AM. Got the discount code on screen and down below. You can show us some love, look good in the process, and as Kenneth the Heathen loves to say, something about dripping in space and screaming.
Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Command Center, where we like to put our favorite commander, maybe even yours, front and center. And you know we can't do it unless we play those three exciting letters, EDH. What does it stand for today, Hadoken?
Why do we have to keep telling y'all this? All right, y'all should know this by now. Y'all play it every time. It stands for excitingly dispatching heretics. That's right. We play this game so we can defeat you. That is the only. It's not about bonding. It's not about togetherness. It's about winning and losing. And right now we're trying to figure out. Everybody builds a deck, and there's a way that you want to win, but most of us never get there. So we're going to talk about the ways in which we want to dispatch our enemies, and, you know, that'll give us the most excitement. But before we do that, we need to give a shout-out to one of our patrons.
That's right. We always want to shout out a patron when they join the Mana Squad, and today we are shouting out Chris Kettle Frisbee.
First of all, that is a full name right there. I don't know if you own a potato chip company or a car lot, but let's keep it moving.
All right, CKF. Or I want to call you KFC, but that's not the actual what's going on here. But Chris, all right, we're going to shout out your favorite commander, and Chris's favorite commander is Doran, the Siege Tower.
I know Doran. Dora is she has a swiper, no swipey, and she's always in places she don't need to be. Soy es Dora. Can you say something? I don't know. My Spanish is very rusty. But what? That's the commander, right?
Yeah.
Doran likes
the
big
Siege
butts.
Tower.
Doran is the butt commander.
Yeah. So this is Sultai. This came out a while back, but each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness.
It's
rather than
Abzan.
its power.
Oh, it ain't about that.
I'm sorry, Abzan.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about that booty. Yeah. Okay, I get it. It's about more you backing up more than you bringing. I respect this. 0-5. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, and as Chris said it in his statement, he said that he's barely had to adjust his commander deck over the years. Because I mean, Doran came out perfectly printed. That's one of the most perfectly printed commanders that basically didn't really need much more support than it was already getting. But we got a few support cards for Doran over the years and for big butt commanders. But Doran itself, classic.
Yeah.
You can still use a butt lift. I mean, you can always add more to it. I'm just saying. It looks like one of those walking things from Lord of the Rings.
There's a such thing as, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to get into all of that.
Exactly.
I think we can all agree.
That is the after hours edition of Command Center.
We can all agree that Doran is perfect. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Go ahead and kick us off, Derek. What are we talking about today?
We're not just here to talk about butts. Okay, I thought that's why I signed on. I thought that was what we were having a conversation about. But if we have to talk about magic, what I want to talk about is everybody has those achievements unlocked. We all have ways that we want to take out players or win games of Commander. And maybe it's the ways that we haven't achieved yet or ways we want to do more, if we've experienced new ways that we want to keep doing. What are those cards that make us want to end games in the most fun ways possible? This can be casting a spell, pulling off some sort of combo, whatever it might be. So, Ken, if you want to kick us off and tell us about how you want to end games or how you want to unlock those achievements you got for Commander.
Okay, I have for years have tried to slap somebody to death with a Meld card. Meld cards is where you take two cards and you fuse them together and they turn into Obelisk the Tormentor. That basically they turn into these mythical creatures that just dominate the board. And I have been trying to, it's like, first of all, in a 100 card, 99 card deck, it is so difficult to get two cards unless you're tutoring like a cheater. And then when you finally get them, there's an extra caveat where you got to turn and activate them too, and somebody has to allow you to do it. But I have been trying to do a Bracella combo, Bracella and Brahina. I know that's wrong, but I can't look it up right now. I've been trying to do the land commander and the land Titanic and the Yawgmoth land. and fuse those together. That hasn't worked yet. But yeah, I have been trying to do that. And one day I'm going to get there.
This is going to be a headache for our editor.
And Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I was expecting you to have a nickname for them too. That's why I was bad. I was trying to toss it over.
I don't even know what those cards are. You just said words to me.
Well, as someone who tries to, I play outside of Brazil, I do play both Titanium Meld and Mishra Meld in decks. I agree. Meld is a wonderful thing because honestly, like as long as you pull it off, even if you don't win, it feels like you won. It's really all that matters.
Mishra, Meshach, and the Bit of Goat.
You did a what?
Yeah, I don't know. It was something Bible reference.
Okay. I thought I heard something about a goat, and I didn't know what direction that was going. Said, let's throw it over to you. Give us more goat info. If you have a fun goat fact, just drop it now.
Yeah. I was thinking of a goat fact, but I don't have one. So anyway.
I do. It stands for the greatest of all toilet paper. I say Charmin.
That's goat.
All right. Not to delay us any further. So there's a card that I used to play when I first started out. I haven't been able to use this effectively or even just use it that often in a lot of my Commander games. But the card I'm referring to is Reigns of Power. This is like a mass switcheroo between you and another player. Basically, you get their creatures, they get your creatures, and they all gain haste. They untap and they gain haste. So imagine your opponent is just like, going wide or whatever, and they think that they're about to swing out on you. You can either fog it using Reigns of Power. If you manage to get back to your turn, use the Reigns of Power and just switch their board with your board and just swing out with their entire army. It's a couple of ways you can utilize this card, but I just feel like it hasn't seen enough play from myself or other players out there in a while. I'm going to take it upon myself to try to take out a player using Reigns of Power.
I do love that because it almost feels like a weird Insurrection's a famous card I think that does like a similar thing in the sense of just like taking the board, but I love the concept of that one in the sense of you're kind of like, especially if someone's been talking like a whole bunch of crap all game, saying like talking about your board state, talking about your creatures, this and that, be like, you know what, you're right, I'm gonna take your stuff, beat you in the face with it, you can have all my little creatures you've been talking all about, deal with the consequences. I don't think I've ever seen that card been played, so that sounds, it's like a fun take on Insurrection.
Or you set up your board in a way that you have these just, I don't know, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Like if you have certain creatures on your side of the board, but it may work well with you, but just be terrible on their side of the board for that turn. I don't know. There might be some ways you can do something like with Bronze Bombshell. When it switches players, it just blows up and deals 7 damage to that target. Like things like that.
Is this just another way for you to get me to have to attack with Ebonblade Reaper? Is that all? Is this?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
About to say, I'm on to you. I know where you're going with this.
Lose half your life.
All right. So, I respect that. I obviously, as someone who also loves playing other people's cards, I enjoy that. So, I guess for my first way to win, and this is a card when it got spoiled, I immediately thought, oh, I'm going to build a deck around this. I'm going to play it a bunch, and I haven't played it yet, but I do own a copy, and I need to start playing it more. And it's Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So,
I love that card.
Yes. So Tasha's Hideous Laughter seems super busted. I'm not gonna lie. And basically, it says that each opponent is going to exile cards. So it's not even the full-on mill spell, but each opponent will exile cards from the top of the library until they exile a total of 20 mana value or more, essentially. So you keep going until you hit the 20 mark, and then bam, like that's it. The thing that I love about this, because I love mill mill is a terrible strategy. You're not gonna win many games with it. The thing I love with this is, if you hit like patches of lands, they're just gone. You're not feeding into graveyard decks. You're exiling large chunks. And the best thing about it is like, one, I don't think I'd have to cast this card 40 times to kill Ken, because I think every spell in every one of your decks, Ken, is like 20 mana value outside of Karlov.
Minimum 10.
Yeah.
10. That's even the lands. I have to pay 10 mana for a land.
I was about to say, so that's a whole, but this really punishes the hyper efficient, like competitive S type decks. Like if somebody's playing like an eggs, low to the ground, fast mana everywhere, you cast this, you can get like a quarter of their library on one cast. And if you have ways to recast it and being able to, I mentioned in a recent video, Vadrock, which is a super fun commander, you mutate 3 or 4 times, you can just deck half the table if they're playing very efficient, fast decks. So I think this is a fun card. I don't think I've ever seen it cast. I remember when it got spoiled, I heard excitement, but this is the one I want to see. I want to cast it, and I want to see other people cast it. I got to see those.
You a whole lot. Whenever I played Locust God, I cast this religiously.
I don't remember. Well, then maybe not when I was there. Maybe I had bad luck. I'm sad I've not got to see it.
No, because remember I cast it and you said you smell almonds and then you passed out and hit your head on the table.
Oh, okay, that sounds about right. Well, next time I will be, I'll be present for the entire experience. I didn't get to experience the whole thing. I got too excited. All right, Ken, what's your second way that you want to win a game of Commander this year?
Okay, hear me out. And this is a little on the Meld train, but slightly adjacent to it. So Ixalan had some of my favorite cards in any set, and these were the flip lands. So like artifacts that would flip, and they would turn into these like devastating powerhouses, like Primal Amulet and stuff like that. And then we also had the lands from other sets, like Innistrad, like Downtown Abbey, in which you sacrifice 5 creatures and then it flips into something. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So basically, I have been trying to flip these things for the longest because the backside is disgusting. It's gross. It looks like it ain't seen toilet paper in ever. That's how nasty it is. But I can never flip these cards because either it takes too much to do it, or by the time I'm about to flip it, somebody destroys it. You know, Hadama's Climb is easy enough. Dowsing Dagger has been a pain to do. I have to have a flying creature because whenever I cast this, I give somebody blockers, and somebody always have blockers. So just let me flip these things into something that I can abuse and use a bunch of mana with. Can you please allow me to destroy you in a way that will satisfy me, please? Quit fighting against the tide, all right? Go gently into that good night. Let go of the door, Jack. Rose don't want you no more. I'm sorry, I just went off on a tangent. But yeah, I just want to flip these things so I can do something disgusting. Like in the new set, the new set that came out with the caves and stuff.
Yeah, with craft, they have a and card. All that.
Yeah, with the graft. I actually want to do that and beat you to death with those creatures. But I already know. Oh, I got a Crowstick Grip. Oh, I got an Elemental Bond. Oh, I got Tough Acted Tenacted, or whatever you use to destroy artifacts. I don't got time for this mess. Ain't nobody got time for this.
I do love, my favorite part of that whole thing was when you said Downton Abbey, I completely, I was like, yeah, Downtown Abbey, that's the name of the card. It took me the entire time of you talking to remember that it's actually Westphal Abbey, because I was about to talk about how that's one of my favorite cards.
I really don't care. All right, or the land that you Quietus Spike. If you hit somebody, it turns to a 13/13 demon. Coitus, yeah. The get wrecked stick.
That take half your life immediately. That is just scary.
No. Is that the one that turns into the demon?
No, that is Elbrus, the binding 13. Blade.
You're talking about the blade, the dagger,
the shank. I will cut you. That one.
Elbrus, yeah. Elbrus is the one that flips into the demon.
Yeah, and let me hit you with the demon.
Yeah. Oh, that's a scary. Well, that's the demon too, which when a player dies, it gets 13+1 counters. So that's one of those where it's like...
I ain't worried about that. I'm just worried about hitting you with it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I hope you would kill them at the same time.
Big enough as it is.
As a matter of fact, I want to kill you, then save you at the last minute and give you 1 life and then do it again. Ooh. As a wise man by the name of Jace of Z once said, kill you, do something to myself, and then kill you again.
You're a poet.
Yes. I know the line.
I'm glad you can recite these.
Yeah, everybody knows that line.
Yeah, very well read.
Okay, said. What do you got? What is the next way that you're trying to win games?
So I was trying to do this the entirety of 2023, but it didn't happen. So it has to make its way into 2024. I managed to keep my Awaken the Blood Avatar deck together the entire year. So it's coming back in 2024 as well. But there's a particular way I want to win with that deck. I want to create 5+ blood avatars on the board all at one time and just have them swing together and just have all of my opponents just lose all the life. Like, I don't even have to make combat damage. Like, I just want you to die just from the swing. Like, that's how many blood avatars I want on the field at one time.
I wonder, if there's a build of it where it's all just like token copy or like multiple token effects and like copying effects to where you just make an army of them. Because I feel like it's 3 each time, right? For each attack.
I'm mad that you struggle with that when Maldrak is a thing.
But remember, I have stipulations on my deck where there are no creature cards in this deck.
True.
Other than the commander itself to create.
Oh yeah, that's a Parallel Lives. No, Parallel Lives is green.
I mean, there are ways to make token copies of him. People see what's coming and they tend to kill one Blood Avatar at a time, so that way I don't have too many at once. I have managed to get like 3 or 4 at a time, but my goal is 5 or more.
Is there a Mirage Mirror in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have all the doublers. All ways to make more Blood Avatars. It's just people see their demise coming and they start picking them off one at a time.
When you see a truck coming for you, kind of want to get out the street. I mean, I'm not just going to let you run me over. Oh, would you like me to lay on the street? Hold up. I will lay in the fetal position as both tires run over my spinal column. That's not happening.
There is a card that I think will do some work in there. If you see
Moses part the sea, get out of the water.
To try to pull that off, there's a card called Kindred Charge. That's back from Commander 2017, which is it's a lot of mana. It's a sorcery. I believe it's 7 mana, but basically you choose a creature type, and for all the creatures you control that type, you make token copies of them. So you basically double all the creatures you have out. And I don't believe it stipulates non-token. We'll pull the card up on screen to see if I'm right on that. But Kindred Charge may be one basically for 7 mana. You're gonna double your damage output, and that could be.
What about Booty Clad?
You said what?
Booty Clad. The thing where all your artifacts become the artifacts.
It's blue.
I heard Booty Clan.
Let's sneak some blue in there. I don't know. Put a partner with it. I don't know.
I heard Booty Clan, and I was like, I don't know who or what this Booty Clan is.
But yeah, just as an update,
done talking about Doran.
Just as an update, Kindred Charge says 4 and 2 red. Choose a creature type. For each creature you control of the chosen type, create a token that's a copy of that creature.
Yeah, and the tokens gain haste.
Yeah.
So basically, if you got 4 or 5, you now got 8 to 10, and you could just straight up for 6 mana kill the table. So
I think put Kiki Chiki in there.
It's a creature.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'll put the reflection of Miki Jiki.
It's a creature.
That is not a creature. It flips it. It flips into one.
It's in the deck already. It's in the deck. Anyway, so as you can see, I had to deliberately power down this deck because I could kill y'all with the Blood Avatar in a split second. So I had to, take the creatures out and make it a fair fight.
You know what? We appreciate that.
No.
Apparently Ken doesn't, but I appreciate the self-control. All right. But I do look forward to dying to Blood Avatar more. I think we've talked about it on the channel quite a few times at this point, and it's one of my favorite decks to play against. It moves games along at a very happy pace. Like you're not most times you're not just dead in a turn, but okay, I'm losing 6 life a turn no matter what. Let's figure things out and make it quick.
Yeah, I like playing against this deck too because the ending to an M. Night Shyamalan movie, I can see it coming, so I just kill it as soon as it hits the board. M. Night Shyamalan. But yeah,
I don't know what.
I think it's Derek's turn.
It's my turn now. Yeah, you got me off. I did not in the year of 2024. I was not expecting both Ken hit us with the Titanic reference and the M. Night Shyamalan reference, and honestly, I was just not expecting either of those. You're hipping with the times, so I was not expecting those. Now, moving on to my last one. So there is a card. Y'all know I love Villainous Wealth, and I feel like I've cast Villainous Wealth enough times. I try to find other ways to capture that feeling, and there's a card I discovered recently. Inevitable Betrayal. And Inevitable Betrayal is from Modern Horizons 2, I think. It's a suspend card, but it's bribery. So bribery is a spell where you cast it, search target player library for a creature, put it in a play under your control. But with Inevitable Betrayal, because it's suspend, cards that cheat mana cost, like Vadrock is an example again, you cast it for free because the mana value is 0. So with something like Vadrock, every time you mutate, you can Inevitable Betrayal and steal someone's best creature. So I've been playing this deck the last couple weeks, and basically it just lets you take someone else's best creature and craft a win con on the fly, and just being able to pick someone's best card and kill them with it is so it's wonderful. It reminds me of the Villainous Wealth thing, except because you're targeted. Like typically with Villainous Wealth, you cast everybody all their spells, so they just die because they don't even know what killed them. They got hit by so many of their own creatures they don't know. But when you pick specifically their best creature, that's their best friend, that's their child in that deck, and you're taking it out and killing them with it. It's a next level satisfaction. There's a level of pettiness that's just wonderful.
I have a mandate on my birth certificate that if anybody plays with a Blightsteel, I have to kill you with your own.
Oh, that's the best. Yes, if you think someone's got a Blightsteel in the deck, one, you can find out because you're going to look through it, and two, if it's there, it's coming right at them. So you get the satisfaction. So that way when somebody tells, oh, my deck's a 7, I promise there's nothing scary, and you're looking through and they got Urza Blightsteel and everything else just sitting, not only do you say, I knew this was a lie, but you get to play it against them and let them know how it feels. So I think it's a very much a win-win, and it's a fun way to win games.
Yeah, I look forward to taking your Copper Dragon with it.
You know what? I actually ended up trading my Copper Dragon over to one of our friends because it did more for Ced in the year I owned it than it ever did for me. It made Ced like 200 treasures. I made like 12 across like 4 different times.
Yeah, Copper Dragon was working for him. I was like, he signed his W-2s over to him. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Disrespectful. All right, so that is going to wrap it up. Those are all of some of our kind of favorite ways to try to win games and games. Let us know in the comments below what you have. If you have some pet cards, some newer cards, or just some like timeless classics of ways that you like to kill your friends with all the love possible. Ced, you got any closing thoughts before we call it an episode?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just add one more card to the mix real quick before we head out of here, because this is the year for it. Atrada, she was the vampire assassin that came out that when she hits you, she'll exile one of your creatures, put a hit count on it, but she'll have to shuffle back to the library or go back to the command zone. This might be her year because assassins are getting an upgrade with the Assassin's Creed commander set coming out later this year. So Ramses and Atrada, I hope that y'all are getting an upgrade. And I hope to kill someone with Atrada this year as well.
Atrada is terrifying. I didn't even think about the fact, we are... Because Assassin's not a very common creature type. So if we have a whole new wave of those, that is going to be a wee bit terrifying. Yeah. So I do look forward to it.
Assassins are just ninjas with extra steps. So, like I said, everybody, just go ahead and let us know your go-to way to win and ways you want to win. But also, just to let you know, we will be in Chi-Town coming for Magic Fest Chicago. That's right, chicken in the car. Car won't go. That's how you spell Chicago.
And I do know the best fried chicken in Chicago, by the way. So we will be there at either Sharky's or JJ's. If you know something better, I don't care to know about it.
We also going to do the deep dish round pizza, too. I'm sorry, Dave. We're just going to have to bear with us with that.
More importantly,
as we hit the rounds.
Do we need a new song? You mentioned, is it fried chicken in Chi-Town?
Fried chicken in Chi-Town.
Oh, yeah. Also Harold's. Harold's, of course. Yeah. So, yeah, you know where to find us.
We'll be there. But thank you guys for joining us. Like and subscribe. Also follow our affiliate links with TCG Player. Help boost your decks, help get yourself ready for Chicago, because we come into play. We coming to destroy you. And on top of that, into the AM, because it's gonna be cold out there.
Get your hoodies.
Get your hoodies. Get your get everything. As a matter of fact, to get 2 whoopee cushions and a baseball bat. That's the only way you can fight the wind, baby. You gotta physically fight the wind in Chicago, because it's coming for you. Okay.
It's the Windy City for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Windy City. It's throwing wind knuckle sandwiches and haymakers. But thank you guys for joining us. Like and subscribe. But until next time.